offering our humble pranams at the Divine Lotus Feet of our dearest Mother Sai. Sai Ram to everyone. Thank you, Anand, for such an inspiring sharing our Swami's love and his message. And you are helping us to relive the whole memories. Beautifully you took us through. And actually he just came past midnight from New Orleans and he had very, very few hours of sleep. So we could see the intensity of love for Swami through your talk. Thank you. I'm also grateful to Swami and thank Region 2 and the Salisbury Sai Center for having all of us here. And as alumni, we always want to be together too. We wait for this opportunity to be together. Even yesterday night, we were having the music program practice. We had multiple generations, like Anand, he's the youngest, I think, from our batch. So we had, I think, 3 generations. We were all practicing together. I don't think this can happen in any other place, organization, or formats, where all of us from 70s, 80s till today who graduated from Swami's college, we are meeting together. And so as we practice, what we think through is, this bhajan or this song, will Swami like it? How Swami enjoyed it? See, that's what we go through during the practice. So we always wait for this opportunity. Again, thanks for having us today. And journey with Swami, I know 100th year is a glorious year that we are all part of. And many, many more 100 years are going to come. And what I get reminded of that Swami always talks about is that Swami is the hero and we are all zeros, right? So there are 2 zeros after 1, and Swami is the one that's the hero, gives us all the value, or all the, I feel, that ecosystem that he has provided as a Sai family for us to be together and cherish these memories of his love. And this journey is not just for few people who maybe would have been there 1930s, 40s, 50s. These years don't matter to Swami, isn't it? So like Anand beautifully said that, and even as a PhD scholar in neurology, he beautifully proven that Swami has created memories for all of us. In this whole today's, even the gathering here, each one of us have that connect with Swami. And yesterday we were with Brother Gunjan's family, and the father of Brother Gunjan was mentioning how he started Sai Center in Gujarat, those 70s. So, and the work has been going on. So this will go on, and we are grateful team for having us part of this. So I know Swami is the one who speaks and Swami is the one who listens to. And we all believe sincerely, because that's why Swami has introduced Sai Ram to all of us, right? When we meet anybody or when we greet with Sai Ram, that's the reason. Maybe some of us may be learning about Swami today first time, but the Sai Ram word you'll keep hearing. Because Swami says that to recognize the divinity in others, this is the way we practice. So if I can take this practice to my school where I study, or to my workplace, wherever I go, I see that I'm interacting with Swami. The moment this practice gets extended to that, and we see a different world of comfort, different world of love from everybody. So, I mean, even in this picture, in case at some other place where the Swami, both, like I am Swami and the other person is also Swami, right? That's why we are interacting. If the other person is not as per the required norms, we should be the good Swami. So that's why these 2 pictures. So Swami is everywhere. Wherever we are interacting with each other. And once we create that ecosystem of being in Swami's world, then we are in his world. Then we are going to experience something totally different. So we will go through few memories, like Brother Anand said. I like to, maybe because we got to study in Swami's college, there are some few things that we observed, the way Swami used to behave, the way Swami used to interact, the way Swami used to say things. And he used to see something different than what me as a human can see. So those are the divine qualities, the way he sees things that we want to imbibe, right? So he is the hero, and so we're all here to learn from him. And this is a journey from a small eye to a big eye. When I say small eye, is like an individual eye that goes take us through the divine eye. That is, Swami says, that is the purpose of why we are all here. And like we know how there are two types of bhakti, right? Markada bhakti or Marjala bhakti. So there is one is a monkey type of bhakti, right? When I say monkey type bhakti is that we might have seen in Puttaparthi, I'm sure, there are a lot of monkeys, mother monkeys, when they jump from tree to tree, the small monkeys, the child monkey hugs the mother monkey and be part of that journey. So whereas the kitten type of bhakti is that the mother cat holds the kitten, small cat in the mouth and carries forward. The journey is that in the monkey type of devotion, so we are holding to something, right? So the hold has to be strong. The moment we surrender, that comes to the second one. We know that Swami is with us, Swami is taking care, which is the cat, then he takes us through everywhere. Total surrender. So the small light dissolves, basically. So the interesting is that this all, maybe when we are studying in Swami's college as 10-year-old, 15-year-old, I see a lot of children here. So very high philosophy, right? But the way Swami gives those knowledge and wisdom is beautiful. We may go through some of those interactions. And I always think about the near and dear. What is the near and dear is that all of us would experience the same when we come to know about Swami the first time, right? When we interact with Swami, we would have had this chapter before Swami and after Swami, right? I'm sure all of us will echo that. Oh, we used to have a very, very difficult time. It was very different. Now, after knowing about Swami, our life has changed. It has become more sweeter. We start seeing more good people around us. We see only promotion, success, whatever you want is happening. So Swami, as he comes to that nearness, he brings these beautiful benefits for all of us to get glued to him. Every one of us will have this story to share. And once we get near to him, then he'll start working on the dearness aspect. That is what the purpose of the divinity is, to make us dear to him. So that's the time, like, an artist, like a sculpture, right? When there is a stone, he will remove all the unwanted aspect of the stone for the Krishna statue to emerge out. He is not bringing Krishna from outside, that image, into the stone, right? He just removes what is not relevant to that stone, and you see Krishna manifesting. So same as Swami does. He'll remove all this anger, jealousy, ego, every aspect he'll start removing. That is a nearness. The moment we experience some pain, because when the ego is hurt, we feel the pain, right? That means we should know that Swami is very dear to us. That's the reason this is happening. So keeping that in mind, everything that we go through with Swami is for our good. Right? And the Sai Center, because I know we are all meeting as a Sai Center here, Swami has beautifully created this structure for all of us. All the three components, SAI, that's what it means, stands for S for service, A for adoration or devotion, and I for illumination or education aspect. All the three aspects or wings will be there for everybody in the Sai Center. Starting from a child who is born till the adulthood, they go through these three. Beautifully embedded. That's how Swami makes us dear to him. So it's very important. I'm glad that so many of us here in Salisbury, that we are all part of the Sai Center, growing with the Sai Center. Because mutually when we interact, that's the time we learn more about Swami and Swami's love. We can feel it. One thing I say, never give up, is here because as we go through this journey, sometimes we may feel that pain, right? But we should not give up the practice of being connected to Swami. That's very key. So Swami, one day he was in the interview room. He gave us breakfast, and he made us drink coffee and tea. Then after that, there was a teacup. We were all washing it, and as we were washing under the tap, Swami came behind, and Swami said, "Stop! I want to tell you what's happening." So as we were pouring the tap water into the teacup, which had tea dust at the bottom. So there was a lot of we are from South India, southern part of India, and my mother got to know about Swami through a book in 1959. So they were in Kasargod, which is not our native place. My father was posted there, being a railway employee, and so they were not knowing anything about Swami. The neighbor brought a book of Satcharita of Shirdi Baba. In that, she had put Swami's picture, the young picture of Swami, our Swami Satyasai. Right? So as the neighbor lady was explaining to my mother, and my mother was, she was 22 years old, right? Very young, 22 years old. I was not born that time, my brother was born. So, so the neighboring lady said, you know what, this is Shirdi Baba's story. Then she showed Swami's picture. She said, this is the avatar reincarnation of Shirdi Baba. And my mother was, as soon as she saw the picture, she was very much attracted to the picture, not knowing who is Baba is. Then she said, you should go and see this person. He is in Andhra Pradesh, not in Kasargod or Mangalore. Right? Then my mom said, how do you go there? You know, your husband is in railways. You have a free ticket. You can always go there. So that was the inspiration. My mom was very excited. So that evening, my father came back from work, and my mother, with all excitement, told my father that today, you know, our neighbor auntie came and she showed Baba's picture, and it seems Shirdi Baba's reincarnation, and we should go and see. We don't want to miss it. And my father was not very much connecting with that. He said, no, there are so many Babas, and also Shirdi Baba, I believe, but not everyone. So we'll take time, not immediately. But she said, I want to go. It'll take, you know, we're all family. Those days, you know, I'm talking about 60s, early 60s, 63 it was. So not that easy to move around. So my mom had that prayer inside that was getting more and more intensified. Her prayer internally, right? And slowly what happened was, my father gets a transfer from Mangalore to Kasargod to Coimbatore, which is part of Tamil Nadu. So now in office, of course, he's a very sincere person working for railways. So his boss, his manager, so Mr. Subburatnam, his name, we are all very grateful to him for the reason that he introduced Swami to us. So anyhow, Mr. Subburatnam, so he goes on vacation every year 2 times for 2 weeks, and he'll ask my father, can you take care of my work when I'm not here? He said, yeah, I'm happy to take care of your work. My father was very sincere, and no, I'll do whatever you're doing. So 2 times, same thing happened. The 3rd time, so the Mr. Subburatnam asked my dad, every time I'm saying I'm asking you to do my work, take care of my work, but you are not asking me where I'm going. So he said, it's your personal, why should I ask you? No, you should ask me. Then he said, okay, where are you going? My father asked him. Then he said that I'm going to Puttaparthi to see Sai Baba. And my father said, this is the same name my wife was mentioning some years back. This is 1959, right? So now it's come to 1963. Almost 4 years has passed. And then Mr. Subratnam said, your wife knows about Baba? Then I want to see her right now. So the manager, the boss, comes home to see my mother and saying that, you want to see Sai Baba? Yes. I am going to approve leave for your husband, and he is going to take you. It's guaranteed. So this is beautiful, the way Swami works. This is all we have to see through Swami's eyes, right? The way Swami does it. From there on, 1959, making my mom get introduced through a book. Coming to Coimbatore is all done by Swami. Right? And giving the manager who is already a Swami devotee. And those days, I'm talking about Swami was like 30 years old. Imagine, it's not that everybody knows. We didn't have any media or something to know. But anyhow, my father goes first time. So I just cut the story short. And my mom and family goes in 1963. Then, so Swami, in those days, it was because less crowd, less people, and Swami used to interact with everybody. Beautifully used to welcome them as they enter Puttaparthi from Chitravati. There were beautiful days. Then Swami grants them the interview, first interview. So they didn't know what to expect in the interview, right? So very first time, Swami calls them inside, so they go. And as soon as they entered, then my mom, she was in tears already. And Swami tells my mother, I know you have been wanting to see me for a long time. Are you happy now? You have seen me? So that kind of touched her directly because that was her intense yearning for last 4 to 5 years, right? And here is Swami who is answering that in a beautiful way. And then he looks at my father, asks, what do you want? My father didn't know. It's the first experience for him. He didn't know why he's asking, what do you want? He said, no, I have everything, Swami. I don't need anything. Then Swami asked my mother again, what do you want? Then my mother, I would say that, very intelligently she asked, but now when I look back, she said, Swami, I know it has taken 5 years from the time I thought about you to come and see you. I want to see you whenever I think of you. I want to come to Puttaparthi and see you. That was a prayer she asked. And Swami said, yeah, sure, I'll grant it. You will see me whenever you. So it's not that easy. We are talking about 60s where very conservative families, ladies are not that easy. They can go out, right, from various places. And here is my mom asking for it. And my father, Swami looked at him and Swami said, because my father was already initiated into a guru philosophy, and which he was practicing. So he was a spiritual seeker. So Swami looked at him. Swami said, you are looking to build a mansion, but your foundation is not strong. Your foundation is weak. Then my father asked, what do you mean by Swami, foundation is weak? Swami said, your anger is your obstacle. Your anger, which is uncontrollable, which is the obstacle for your spiritual growth. You should work on it. So my father instantly kind of responded saying that Swami, because of family I get angry. Those days, of course. So because of family I get. Then Swami said, I have given everybody for your growth, your personal growth, your office setup, your family setup, your social setup, everything is given because you asked for it. I want you to grow spiritually. So take that as your, for you, it is given. That's it. From next, after that, he was a changed person. He worked on it. And then, of course, there are other interviews. I will not go into detail. Then when my mother was pregnant with me, and so that's the time Swami had called again. That time Swami looked at my mother and said, this is going to be your last son. So I was the fourth child, so last son. And then very quickly, Swami kind of went into trance. That's what my father had recorded in his diary. And Swami just after the trance, he came back and said, I have to build universities for these boys. That time we didn't have any college or university that time, right? So this is not talking about 66 time frame. And Swami said, I had to build universities for these boys. And so my father didn't know what Swami meant by that. So anyhow, he just took it. By then, he became totally a seasoned devotee. Like past 4 years, they got more intensified. Then he asked Swami you should come and bless our Samiti. I don't know how my father asked about it. In 60s, Swami, we were all a small group of devotees. This is a very small suburb in Coimbatore. Very small place. Group of devotees, they came together. It's all the love. And my father asked Swami, can you please come and bless us? So this picture, because I just want to, maybe relevant picture is this. My mother, she was a Seva coordinator at that time. And Swami came as promised after 20 years. It was after 20 years. Swami came to our Samadhi, which is a very humble way it was built. And Swami came and inaugurated, spent few hours spending time with the devotees and the children. That is the beauty of Swami. Once he promises, we know he has done it for all of us, right? That's it, he keeps up that promise. Doesn't matter which year, he will make things happen. So it is that picture. So I got to study in Swami's college as Swami willed it. So for my high school, I joined for my 11th standard. So this is the college. So this is the college, Whitefield, where I got to join. And I was in 11th grade, 15-year-old. And I know, I mean, I see many 15-year-old here, or less than that. So very innocent age, nothing much. Spiritually, I had no much. I sing bhajan because I was part of the Balavikas, right? So my mother, I didn't tell that part. So the prayer that she had to Swami was, I should keep coming to Puttaparthi, right? The way Swami answered, when Swami started the organization in late 60s, she was one of the first Seva convener. So new concept introduced by Swami to the world, right? Sevadal, what does it mean? Nobody knows. And in this avatar, Swami announced and Swami gave the training. Swami gave the orientation, what it means. Beautiful. When we listen to that discourse, what Sevadal means, very inspiring. One thing my mom keeps, she got to go for that from Coimbatore and attended that conference first time, late 60s, and Swami took them to Rajahmundry. That time it happened there. And Swami said, Sevadal is one of my main wing, the service wing, right? That's what I stand for. And Swami told them, once you do Seva, my work, there is no difference between you and me. We both are God. There is no difference. Very powerful, right? Nobody has told us this, like you are God because you are serving somebody. And here is Swami who has come to promise that, giving that status. And then Swami told the Sevadal group that when you sit in the mandir, you don't have to touch my feet. Why? Because you are also God, I am God. We are equal. That's why you see in mandir, when you see Sevadal sitting, they don't touch Swami's feet when Swami comes by. It's purely practiced that we are God. That is the purpose of Swami bringing all this, right? So everything that happens in Sai Center, there is a bigger purpose. We may know, we may not know, but Swami has that, right? So this is the college that went through. So I was very, of course, excited that I'm 15-year-old running around. When I was going with my parents to Puttaparthi before I joined Swami's college, so I used to have the habit of want to sit in the first line and touch Swami's feet. That will give me some, motivation. So I'll come and tell my mother, today I got 2 namaskar. Swami will come by the darshan. Those days it was sands, right? And I'll touch Swami's feet as a 15-year-old. And then I'll come and tell my mother, today I got 2 namaskar. And she'll say, oh good, but you still have to improve. Your behavior is not great. That's the measurement she had. So I'll wait. When Swami comes, I'll start from the previous person and Swami is giving namaskar. I'll start touching his feet. So 5 it will become, again come and tell. So that was in my mind, calculation. So now I joined Swami's college. And interestingly, in Brindavan, this is Brindavan, which is in Bangalore. And some of us for a festival called Onam festival, Swami had called the Kerala boys to come to Puttaparthi. So for me it's the first time. So going with the seniors, going there, going to the program. And at the final day, Swami calls you for interview, the boys, and then he'll give you a good send-off, like a motherly send-off, right? He'll give you all the treatment, which maybe one day we'll share, I'm sure. My senior Kumar, they're all here. We should share sometime the love that Swami showers when he takes you with you. In Parthi, so Swami called us inside. This is the first experience for me being in the entry room, right? When I was small, I don't remember that. So now I go and sit near Swami's chair, right next to Swami's chair, and thinking that Swami will stay for 2 minutes, right? That's what I've seen in the darshan line. So I thought Swami will sit for 2 minutes, then he'll get up. So Swami comes and sits. As usual, I start touching his feet and start counting. Like, I'll touch like this, I'll touch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not knowing Swami is sitting for 45 minutes. So I didn't know that. I thought Swami will sit for a few minutes. I kept touching his feet, and only I am touching, and everybody else is, they are focusing on Swami. I'm wondering why only I am touching. And anyhow, I was very new, 15-year-old, and Swami looked at me. He didn't say anything. Then Swami waved his hand, created a beautiful, small, tiny box, right? Tiny box, and Swami opened it, and it's like a vibhuti box which we have at the centers. And Swami opened the lid, and then it was totally empty. There was nothing inside. Then Swami again closed it. So I'm observing all this, sitting just below Swami's, next to Swami, and then Swami closed the lid and just tapped his own finger. Now again he opened it. There was so much of vibhuti, so much of smoke of vibhuti coming out of that small, tiny box, right? And so much so, now Swami calls one of the devotee. She was sitting. It was, I think she was from US, California. So she was sitting there. Swami called her. Then Swami gave that tiny box to her, saying that this is like a Akshaya Patra. It will never get over. It will keep coming. And there are many people who will come to your home asking for this vibhuti. So, yesterday also we got to see some of the manifestation. When Swami gives that, he has a bigger purpose, right? It's a blessing to have that. So she was grateful, the devotee, and took it. And Swami blessed her with that. And then Swami had so much of, vibhuti in his hand. Now he looked at me. He said, "Oh, there's a poor guy still doing the counting, the namaskar." So then he said, "Show your hand." Then Swami applied on my hands. Then Swami very beautifully, very lovingly, even till today I remember this because of that memory that he has created. Right? Is that he said, for Swami, one namaskar is good. Just follow my path. Right? The footstep is the first step. So near and dear, right? That's what he wants us to do. First you come to near, we want it, everybody, we love touching Swami's feet. We should, right? We do this in our culture, even elders we do. So touch Swami's feet, at the same time start following his path. That was his message, but the way he said, that's what my learning is, right? A divine personality, this is what they do. A God, this is what we'll do. He could have easily told me in the first instant, right? The 2 minutes itself, he would have told me, "Hey boy, you can stop," right? And you are disturbing me. Something he would have said, he could have said. But he didn't say that. He took time, made sure that I'm comfortable. This is the first trip for me, right? All this Swami takes into account. This is what I should be following the same when I am part of the Sai Center. Right? So then, that's what I try to apply. Then Swami asked my name. Then I said, "Swami Sai Subramaniam, that's my first name." Then Swami said, "Sai is in your name, so you should be sweet like Swami." So, of course, still working on that. But the thing is, Swami, that once the Sai name comes, right, that's a bigger, again, we are all blessed. That's why all of us are very blessed. And so this picture, I'll just keep going I'll want to finish quickly today, is that there are learning Swami does through each interaction. Because we have not seen God in the earlier avatars, right? Rama, Krishna, we all know they all were there, but we were not part of that. We may be, but consciously, we don't know. We don't remember. But what does God do in every situation? How does he respond or react? That's what we as Sai students or alumni, we have kind of gone through that rigorous, I would say, that experience. It could be both. Something very pleasant, something ego-crushing too. Because that's Swami's purpose, right? We have to get dear to him. So he'll make us go through that. So I'll just touch upon a few of them just for this morning. So this one is during one of our MBA interview that Swami was speaking to us on management topics. So one day Swami created a huge diamond. It was a very huge diamond. You can see that in the picture here. And Swami waved and created. Okay. And then Swami showed to all of us sitting from the chair and gave the importance of this or significance of this diamond, right? And the rays. He said the original light that's coming out, various things Swami mentioned. Then normally when Swami creates something of this kind, he will pass it around, right? So he'll ask devotees or students who are sitting there to see. So then we will give it back to him. Then he will send it back wherever it came from. So that day Swami said, I don't trust you guys. This is a very valuable diamond. So he said, I only myself will come and show. So he got up from the chair, and we were like 30, 25, around 25. And like we always sit in the entry room. Entry rooms are, I know it's a very small room, you can say. So 25 people will be sitting very, very close. No space for Swami to walk also. So now Swami got up, he started walking, right? Coming to show the diamond. And then we were, because Swami is created, we want to touch, right? I'll give the respect to the diamond. So we were touching the diamond with all respect, because it's God's creation. Then Swami said, see, foolish you are. When the Creator is here, you are going after creation. I'm here, but you are not touching me. You are touching only the diamond. We are also very carefully touching the diamond, right? To make sure that blessing comes to us. But Swami said, this is how you are. You quickly forget the Creator. So the lesson is that Swami said there's no fault in Srishti. Srishti is the creation. The drishti is the approach, or the way you see, right? Swami said there's a problem in drishti, the way you see it. So now when I look back those incidences, so the drishti is that if I keep Swami up front, or if I can see the same diamond through the Creator, then the creation has no problem, no fault. See, if I do my own creation, which is my human creation, then that's a problem. So for example, if there is a burner, gas burner, and there's a milk boiling, if you don't touch it, it's going to burn. This is my creation, right? But once you are in God's creation, then we are highly protected. So He wants us to be in His creation all the time. So that's only ways we have to keep Him up front. So as a student, what we all can remember is when we studied there, anything that we do, Anant beautifully said, whether it's a PhD or tabla that we buy, anything that we do for us personally or for group, first we want Swami to bless it. So Swami gave us the training. Think of me first. Take my permission first. So that was always the training that he gave. So that young mind, we are already 15-year-old, 15, 18, 20, right? Our mind can go anywhere. So Swami gives the training. So the God's creation, there's no fault. It's only in our creation there's a problem. So we should be always staying in His creation. So I just quickly go to the other one. So again, the divine qualities. So now what is that quality that as a young person we all can learn from? The way Swami will react to a situation. So one thing comes to my mind is the solar panel. So this happened in primary school. And when the children of, like 12, 11, so they had set up an exhibition where because of solar panel, the water gets heated up and you get hot water. So very simple, but those days it was very new innovation. Today things are very common. So these children had done it. Then Swami was coming to see the exhibition of his own children, primary school. Now each group is giving a presentation, and Swami came to this solar panel one. Then Swami asked, what is this? They said, Swami, conservation of energy. Swami loves that. The moment we say no wastage, he likes it, right? So then okay, yeah, perfect. So then Swami said, can you show this? So the boy, with all excitement, he tells Swami, you open the tap, you will get hot water. This is the process. So Swami opens the tap, and instead of water coming from the bottom, so it came from the top. It splashed. And from the knob, there was maybe the loose connection, but it came from the top. And all the water came from top and it splashed on Swami. Right? And there were other VIPs. When Swami walks, you'll have other people also walking with him. It splashed. It was a very tense, serious moment. Right? And we know what could happen to the child because it does not, so many things will go in our mind. And the teacher was seriously looking at the child. What did he do? So now Swami beautifully looked at the child and said, today, not only I inaugurated the exhibition, I also took the first shower. So I'm very happy that it works. So imagine the whole movement that Swami changed, very relaxed. He could have made it very tensed also. He could have told anybody, he could have called the principal, he could have called directors, give them all the feedback. He doesn't do that. That is the beauty. So this child will never forget this incident. This is God for him. What God means, how do you work with it, and how do you respond to situation? And the other one is the Mangala Sutra. I just put few of them here. And I, of course, again, reminded to myself is that Swami is God. He knows already. And he only wants us to realize the same, that we are God. So the whole process is that. So this Mangala Sutra, I'm sure all of us know what is Mangala Sutra, is that the chain that ladies, they get after marriage, right? And so this happened after Swami's 60th birthday. So I was still in Vrindavan, and there was a huge crowd in Parthi. All of us know, we have witnessed it, huge crowd. Then Swami, after the birthday, he came to Vrindavan, and Swami called few devotees for the interview. So there was one lady, she was also walking into the interview room, and we as boys, we were all sitting around that area. Then Swami called her closer, and Swami asked, did you lose the Mangala Sutra in my birthday time, in my 60th birthday time? She was in tears, she immediately, she fell at Swami, Swami, yes Swami, I lost it. It's a very auspicious thing, right? They had to preserve it. And Swami instantly, Swami waved his hand and created a chain and gave to her. And Swami said, it's the same chain, can you check it? And she checked it, and the family deity, whatever, everything was same. And then Swami said, this thief went and stole from the other thief. Don't worry, he'll find it missing. But he just made it a little more lighter. But the main thing is, Swami will never let any devotee go through any pain. That is the beauty, right? This is a God that has given us the promise. Anything you do for me, I am there for you. That's why we keep seeing this. The other one is the humility aspect. Again, that's another aspect we see in Swami all the time. We see how glamorous it is. Swami is all the 200 countries, Swami is known. Swami is just such a glamorous person. I don't think anybody else we can claim like that. But when you see him very close by, he'll be so humble. None of this will be in his personality. And that is really a little astonished, right? Yesterday I saw Swami, like he said, in the small, red robe and hair far, and tomorrow he'll be next to you. But he's the same, still same. So the language part, so I used to see, when I was studying there, Swami used to bring a lot of Western devotees. I never traveled abroad till then, I was only in India. So many Western devotees used to come, and Swami used to take them interview, with 15, 20 of them, and totally foreigners, right? And I know I shouldn't say that, but I'm still saying, being in India, and they all go inside, and they will have a lot of interaction with Swami. We sitting outside, we can hear the laughter. They will laugh so loudly. Swami would have cracked some joke or something, and they are enjoying it. So we also want to know what's going on inside, right? That is anxiety. How Swami communicates with them. For me, since I never traveled abroad, only in India I was, so I thought everyone speaks English. Anybody outside India can speak English. That's the only limited ignorance or knowledge I had, right? So I didn't know that there are so many languages, Italian, Spanish, which people speak. I thought everyone can speak English. So now Swami calls German devotees from Germany into the same interview room, and few of us were there. And Swami asked one of the devotee. He spoke to us in Telugu and Tamil first. Then Swami went to a devotee, German devotee, and asked, what do you want? Which is a very, very famous question of Swami. And then that person was totally blank. So he couldn't answer. So we thought maybe he didn't understand Swami's accent. So we tried to help. We are educated people, right? We are educated people. So he said, Swami is saying in a very slow pace, what do you want? Right? And that person was still blank. Then Swami quickly switched into their language, German. For next few minutes, Swami was with them. Until then, I was owning that Swami is our God, right? Our Swami from Andhra Pradesh, Telugu speaking or Tamil, he spoke to me in Tamil. So I owned that. But here in 1 second, Swami is part of them. And they were enjoying and they showed albums. Their Swami signed for them, put an autograph, and everything he did. Then after that, he looked at us and Swami said, "Why did you guys feel very strange? What I did?" So we knew it was strange because somebody Indian talking in German, how it will be, right? So then Swami said, "This is what you all think. You human beings," he just told us first, right? You students, you have limited knowledge, but you'll act as if you know everything in that. You are the authority on that. Whereas Swami knows everything. But I'll wait for the moment. Here, the devotees have come, they may not even able to come second time. It's not easy for them, everybody to come every year, right? So I have to talk to them, I have to answer them. Such a humility, right? He knows everything all the time, and he will also make us feel that maybe Swami didn't know or Swami forgot. He wants that also, so that we can interact. Otherwise, we can never interact, right? So all this beautiful thing that Swami keeps revealing to us, that's what we observe. He can speak any language, of course, right? But when that happened, that moment, oh wow, we are dealing with divinity, who is all-knowing, right? So I'll skip the other one. Yeah, okay, I'll tell because there are some youngsters. So actually, my son, one day we were talking about it. So he said, it was very interesting for me because when he said that, see, Daddy, Chancellor, like, you are lucky that you have Swami as Chancellor. Also, we also have Chancellor. He's part of University, North Carolina. We also have Chancellor. But the big difference is, your Chancellor knows every student by their name, what they do, what they like, what they don't like, who is good in what instrument, what music. But our Chancellor, we can't even connect with him. How that is possible? That really put me again, we all of us, we have a connection, we can talk, we can share. How come this Chancellor, he's the Chancellor of our university, right? Swami is the Chancellor. And how does he maintain that relationship? That is a huge by itself, right? And when all the other things are going on, to maintain that one-on-one connection, I think that's a big learning for us, right? To maintain. So that's the uniqueness of Sai University, the basic, Swami being there, the next one. I will just quickly go, I will not spend too much time on this, but what I meant is everything in my hand. Swami always used to keep saying this to us as students. They're all young mind, right? I can do anything, everything is in my hand. He'll say very powerfully. And as he was saying, one day he just asked one boy to bring a petal from, it was the lotus petal or flower petals were put on the rangoli in the mandir. Swami just said, one kid, bring that one petal. So he brought it. Swami just blew it. It became a pendant. And instantly. Then again Swami said, asked one of the boy, bring me, I can change also back, he said. I can put it back into flower. He said, one of the boy whom Swami had given a ring, bring the ring, I'll change it. He said, no, I will not give you Swami, I want the ring. He doesn't want that to become a flower, right? He wants the ring. But Swami, the point is that everything is in my hand. Imagine that's a Swami we are part of. All of us should be proud that Sai spent 100 years. Is glory, is real glory. We are talking who has been living that kind of life. So the fear is because kids are there. Swami, one day, we were all preparing for examination, and all of us, we have fear of exam, right? So then we take Swami's namaskar. Swami was physically, that time he was in Vrindavan, so we get to take his namaskar before the exam. We come back in the afternoon after the exam. So some of us did well, some of us did not do well. So when Swami came out, so he'll see us first, right? Inside the mandir, Trai Vrindavan. Then Swami said, why you guys are not cheerful? So we know the reason why, because we didn't do well. Then Swami asked, who has the fear of failing in today's exam? Very casual, right? One boy instantly got up. He said, Swami, I'll fail today. And Swami instantly, he waved his hand, created a pen, and Swami gave to him. He said, from now you write, you'll be fine, you'll do very well. Of course, he became a very successful guy in civil service. But as soon as Swami gave it to him, that boy was very grateful, right? He didn't expect that. Then there was another boy got up. He said, Swami, I will also fail in today's exam. So then Swami said, why you didn't get up first time? Right? And that's the thought process. We have to retrospect, right? Why? Because here is Swami who knows everything about us. What is there to keep a reservation? There's no reservation with him. He wants us to have an open communication with him. He doesn't want anything to be. He knows already. He wants us to express only to him. He's here to guide us. He's ready to take us, protect us. So every child, that's what I would say, because that was our learning also. Anything you want to do, whether your exam, studies, application, or whatever you want a job, just tell first Swami. Swami, I want this. Can you help me with this? I'm only praying to you. You know how to take me through this. You will see how Swami works with that. So that is the world that we are talking about, God's creation, right? Then He will take the ownership, like that cat and kitten, and He will take us places wherever we are supposed to be. That's a beautiful journey that Swami wants us to enjoy also. The other one is, I'll skip that other. So Sai Ram, I'll tell you, is an incident that happened. Swami saved a devotee from an accident, and we were all there that Swami narrated the whole incident that's happening to us somewhere else, and as like a live telecast, right? So, but I'll go to the fourth one, are you available? So this one, that's what I feel, being with Swami and listening to his discourses, or being with all our Sai families, being part of Sai Center. More than the ability, Swami is checking, are you available for me? I will mold you. I don't check for your ability. I will give the ability. We, all of us here as alumni today, we have come, each one of us can share this. How that ability came. He will give you that ability the moment, Swami, I am available for you. The moment I say I am available for you, He will give us the ability to. So that's a thought that I thought I'll put it so that every time you can check that, right? Swami, I want to be there for you. You can count on me, right? So that's what He wants us to say. And this is just to, again, on the same context. So this happened in Kodaikanal, and my mother was sick that time, and still, I showed my mother's picture. She's very, very intense in the sense she wants to only serve Swami all the time. Now she's 88 years old. Even today, she's happy to serve. She gives talks only because that connect, that she knows the value that she can't miss this opportunity. So, she was really going through an illness. Then she couldn't do service. Then she asked me, can you tell Swami? So though we are inside in Kodaikanal with Swami, but difficult to ask personal things, as it is. So I said, my mom, you give me a letter, I'll give to Swami. That morning, we have been there for a few days. That morning, after Swami finished the darshan, came inside the Sai Shruti hall, and Swami directly looked at me, and the letter was in my pocket, my mother's letter. Swami said, I saw your mother standing outside doing seva with scarf. All this is telling in one sentence, right? He doesn't have to say all this, right? You could have cured her instantly without even me involved in this. But Swami wants me to know that when you do my work, I'll take care of you. Because she is doing whatever little work, for Swami wants to respond. He said, I will give vibhuti. He himself gave the vibhuti. This is what it is. Swami said, ask her to take for 3 days. In the water, she'll be fine. So that is the love and the promise that He has given to every one of us. Right? And we are working with that kind of divinity. And again, and you can go to the next one. Yeah, I'll skip this for now. Next one. So the memories is what, like Anant had said, it was nice. I felt very good because it connects to this also, is that every interaction, He creates memory for all of us. We will never forget it. We'll think of something, suddenly on the road you'll see a number 9 going, right? Car number plate will be 9, or Sai Ram, or something or the indication Swami will give to show that I'm there for you. Those memories, we have to cherish it. We'll make a decision based on that, right? So, as we are studying there, Swami will do all this. Like, small calculator, one boy gave to Swami. The way Swami is spending time, is a small kid who gave, Swami, please bless this calculator. This is a calculator, can only do plus and minus, nothing big, right? Scientific. It's not a scientific calculator. but the amount of time he spends for the boy to get the feel the blessing. That's what he does. So yeah, the next one is tabla. I told you some boy bought a tabla. Swami wants to bless. Yeah, next one. Yeah, next one. I'll quickly go to the last slide. Yeah, this one. Yeah, correct. So it's interesting. This incident again to tell. Once we have signed up with Swami, once we have given ourselves to Swami, interesting how Swami will never leave us. Even if I tend to forget, or even if I want to forget, he will never leave us. So, yeah, what's the previous one? So this happened, yeah. So this is actually my daughter's fifth birthday. This was in Cleveland, Ohio. So every year, as Sai devotees, all of us, I'm sure, every year, birthday, we only do bhajans, right? Bhajans are very common. As we want to have bhajans, we bring all the kids. We'll have cake cutting after the bhajan. And even the cake cutting also will be like bhajans clapping, right? In the end, we distribute the cake. So the fifth year, because everybody started making fun of me there in Cleveland that, you only do bhajan. Sai means only bhajan will happen. So I said, this time, I'm going to know bhajan. Okay, I'm looking for an idea. What I'll do where there's no bhajan, no Swami in this. No Swami, remove Swami from this fun activity. That was my concept. Give a surprise to all people around. And now, interestingly, in my office, I was working in Cleveland. They had annual day. They had brought one clown. One clown had come. He had all the balloons. Everything for fun of the family kids to enjoy. It was the annual day. So I enjoyed the way he was engaging the kids. He had brought a big python, everything he does, right? So he had come, then I went to him. Hey, do you do small parties too? I know you have come to my company, big company there, ABB, but will you do for a small birthday? Yeah. If it's 25 people, I can come. I'll bring and I'll joke and balloons of different shape he'll make. I said, oh, that's a good idea. I took his card, I called him, November month, so he said, yeah, I'll come, I'll be free. Now, yeah, then he came. Then, interestingly, I thought there's no Swami in this, all fun, people are laughing, kids are laughing. Then, somewhere, Swami's picture, right, I had kept in the kitchen, there was a kitchen in that hall, which I kept small pictures so that for us we need, though for the world I wanted to remove Swami, but for me still I need, right, production, blessing. So now, what happened was, the next one. So this clown, right, he comes to me, he removes his hat, you can see in the picture, he shakes his head, his hair gets disturbed, right? And now he says, do I look like Sai Baba? He asked me. And he shows the picture, he's got my picture which I kept in that kitchen, right, in that hall. If you see, he's holding it, right? Do I look like Sai? I said, Sai Baba, I thought I randomly picked you from a company with no background of Swami. I made sure there was no Swami, right? And Swami came in the clown form. I can't even ignore him, right? I can't ignore him. That is the power of Swami. Even though you want to forget that, no, I am there. Yeah, the next one. Yeah. In a few minutes, I should be done. Yeah, this one I always felt for the children's sake, right? So what we think, that's what we become. This is Swami's quote, right? Swami says, I just read out, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a tendency. Sow a tendency, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. So what Swami used to tell all the time is, don't think small, think you are God. I'm not human being, I'm not animal. That's what Swami said. I am God. That's what he wants us to realize. The moment my thought is that, I'll go through all this. We can substitute everything. And you will see that's what we become. Right? So I have to say myself, I am God. Every day. That's right. So the next one. So when we practice, what we practice, that's what we become. So this child is a SSC kid, Balavika's child, which really gave me like a goosebump, right? The way this kid talked about what we practice, you become that. I can practice anything. I can practice value or no value, I become that. Is the audio a 2 minutes one.
The question to you today is, what do you practice every day? What do you practice? Because what you practice, you will get good at. What do you practice? You practice joy in your life. You practice peace in your life. You practice happiness in your life. Or do you practice a lot of complaining? Because if you complain, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that you will find fault with everything. Even when there's no fault that a layman cannot see. You, being an expert, will see it. What do you practice? Do you practice anger? Because if you practice anger, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that the most trivial you'll think. Trivial thing will make you angry. Like sitting in an airplane watching the sea across from you somehow looks better than the one you've been given. And that is so unfair of the airlines. What do you practice? You practice being worried? Because if you practice being worried, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that everything will worry you, including the buffalo you don't have. So I propose, if this is true that it's a question of practice, then I propose you practice joy.
Exactly. This is this is Swami's child, right? Swami's child, part of Swami's curriculum, Balavika. This is what they come to teach us, some of these children. So I quickly to go to the next slide. I know this is a song that we all sing. Exactly, we have to say this to us. We have to connect with this song. I am God, I am God. Actually, I wanted a kid maybe at the end of the session will kids say to sing. The next one, just to connect with the concluding slide, is that this happened in Kodaikanal, 91 April, right? Sometime at that time. So the Swami had the first super specialty hospital in Puttaparthi, was done, inaugurated 91 November, right? We all know that, how it happened, beautiful way. That time Swami had opened the blueprint, is talking about it. That now it looked like a piece of paper that Swami is talking, so we all are connecting to that. But when it became reality, that is what a God is. When I am God, every thought I can make it happen. So this is the hospital. That plan that Swami showed, in another 6 months it happened. Super specialty came in that 6 to 8 months. From the time that thought was, Swami, that thought happened, right? Or discussion happened. So that is the power when we know that we are God. That's what Swami is trying to say. So Sai centers are made for that. Maybe we may know, we may not know immediately, but each Sai center, the way Swami is created, to get this empowerment. That we are God and anything that you think is going to be fulfilled. Yeah. So the last slide. Yeah. So yeah, just the last slide is that though I was 15-year-old when I got this opportunity first time to do the Arati for Swami. But the thing is nothing about me in this. Main thing is Swami recognizing even a 15-year-old showing Arati, he is ready to accept. I'm not a priest family, right? Still, Swami accepts the purity. The second thing is he's lighting the lamp in everybody. He's lighting in every one of us here to be part of his mission. Are we available? That's what he wants us to check. If you are available, that lamp, we'll see all the benefits that a God will have. We are going to be empowered with. That's what it says. Yeah. So thank you again for this opportunity. I know it's very late, but definitely we'll spend more time on this. So maybe I had told the two kids that we'll sing the I Am God. So can you sing? Yeah. I Am God. Just we'll end with that. Just a bhajan so that.
I am God, I am no different from God. supreme, the one reality. I am the infinite supreme, the one reality. I am Satchidananda Swarupa. I am Satchidananda Swarupa. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am love, I am truth, I am peace eternally. I am love, I am truth, I am peace eternally. I am ever pure delight, I am always full and free. I am ever pure delight, I'm always full and free. Fear and grief can never touch me. Fear and grief can never touch me. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am Om Tat Sat Om.
Om Sri Sai Ram. These are treats after treats given by Swami to all of us. Brother Anand, then our brother Sai Manickam. So many Sai experiences, very touching Sai experiences that we could listen and we could feel ourselves with joy. Like the boy in that video said, if you practice joy and love, that is what we'll become good at. And this auspicious day of Ugadi, in this very auspicious temple of our Hindu temple of Eastern Shore, we are given this opportunity by Swami to practice love and joy and to be aligned with him. So we are very grateful to Swami for that. We have now prasadam, lunch prasadam break. We'll do Brahma.